Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So I want to talk about a couple of things here. Dead City Season 2, we're going to be getting a big reveal for that tomorrow. And I also want to talk about something that I saw here that was kind of cool. It's actually a behind the scenes or a new look at some of the behind the scenes stuff for The Ones Who Live. So yeah, before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. And also, I didn't get to talk about it the other day, but I'm actually playing Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1. So I started the first episode already. Honestly, really great. If you do want to watch me playing these games, I'm playing them on Twitch, so just go follow me on Twitch. I'll probably do a stream for episode 2 later on today as well. And I'm also going to be streaming the event tomorrow in terms of my reaction anyways to, the reveal for The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2's trailer. I'm guessing there's going to be a teaser trailer of some sort. There's going to be a release date and a lot of information, right? So any sort of reveals that come tomorrow from all of that, I obviously will do a video breaking down all of that stuff afterwards, but I will be streaming my live reaction to all of that. So again, definitely go and follow me on Twitch if you do want to see all of that. I'm really excited for tomorrow. Honestly, I really can't wait to see, I guess, our next look here at The Walking Dead Dead City. And I'm really wondering when the release date is going to be. Like, I still keep saying I think it's going to be May, but I'm just really curious of, like, do they push it off until June? I feel like they're not going to. Like, I think it's almost like amazingly timed when you think about it, because like, I think for Dark Winds, they sort of revealed the release date towards like the beginning of the premiere of, I don't know what show's airing right now, but I remember that that's when the release date came out. I'm pretty sure anyways. And so it kind of makes sense to me that right now they're promoting their next show, which is going to be airing right after Dark Winds. Cause I'm trying to think of like what other show is coming out like right after Dark Winds is over, which is going to be like, late April, like literally at the very end of April. And they don't have anything airing like that first Sunday afterwards. So I think that because we're going to see our next look here at Dead City, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, I don't think AMC is going to have like nothing on for the month of May just to avoid The Last of Us. Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I really do think that the date is going to be very early May. And yeah, we're about to find out. And honestly, it's not really that far away. Like, it's literally 2 months away basically at this point, if that ends up being the date anyways. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I think that it's honestly going to be so exciting to actually see them talking about The Walking Dead again. It's been way too long, and it's felt like for a very long time that The Walking Dead was just, it was Daryl's story for a while, because it's really the only thing we've had to talk about for a while. But we're going to start to talk about Dead City now, right? And Maggie and Negan's story, and just see what's going on, I guess, like in America, in New York or wherever they are, right? It'll be really cool to actually just sort of catch up with that storyline and see what they're going to bring here overall to the story. Because there's going to be other characters that like show up, or there's going to be mentions of like Alexandria or like other places, like there's going to be stuff that comes up here. Like, I think Glenn is going to be brought up at some point here, right? Like, there's going to be mentions of stuff this season, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Honestly, I think that out of all of the shows right now, it's only literally 2 shows. Dead City Season 2, I think, to me, is the one show that I'm really, I guess, enjoying the most, because it feels like a Walking Dead show. Like, I remember actually saying that when Season 1 aired. I think it was one of the episodes, it might have been episode 3 of Dead City Season 1, where it felt like a classic Walking Dead episode from like Season 3 or like Season 4 or something like that, or Season 2, like those very early seasons, like not Season 1 necessarily, but because of the music that they chose to use, in that episode for Dead City, like it just really felt like a classic Walking Dead episode. And that show really feels like classic Walking Dead. The Ones Who Live feels more like current Walking Dead, like just what the show is like now. Daryl Dixon is just something else, but it is more like, it feels more like the current Walking Dead, I would say, just overall. Like Daryl Dixon and The Ones Who Live, those shows feel very similar. Dead City can feel similar, obviously. The quality of the shows are absolutely incredible now, so you sort of get that feel. But like, because of where the story is set, and it's not like this big story, if you look at The Ones Who Live, like you had this big story with the CRM and all of that, like, that is very different, right? So I think that, yeah, it's going to be really cool to actually see just where this story is going. Though I will say, like, I'm saying all this stuff about Dead City, but that could totally be different this season, because if you're thinking about it, like, they're going to be introducing all these new groups. I think there's like 3 or 4 groups is what they were saying. So I believe that there's the Dama and Croat, there's Bruegel, and then I think there's New Babylon and whatnot, but I know that there's other groups in New York City as well. So I don't know if there's like one or two more, and they're all trying to take over Manhattan or like New York or whatever. They're all after, I believe, methane. So we'll have to see if, we're going to see a lot of that in the trailer tomorrow. I think that we're going to learn more specifics with like some of the characters and some of the motivations behind what Bruegel is trying to do, because I think that's sort of what is missing right now in terms of the hype for this show is like, well, like, what's the story here, right? Like, we all know sort of where it's going to go because of that teaser, but we don't really know. We're more excited to see The Walking Dead again and see these characters again, but I think getting into some more specifics there with the story would be, I think, pretty smart. And again, I guess that's the one thing I'm also wondering about too is, are we going to get character portraits, right? Or some new artwork for Dead City? Because usually around this time is when they release that, right? I think for Daryl Dixon season 2, that show came out in like late September. They released the artwork and everything for the show at Comic-Con, I believe. So it's very possible that we're about to get some new artwork tomorrow, which would be really amazing because, and honestly, I'm really hoping that it looks absolutely incredible. I'm trying to think of like the colors they're going to use for the artwork. Like the Ones Who Live was a lot of like yellow and red. Daryl Dixon has been mostly yellow to like, darker yellow. But I would say that, for Dead City, obviously they went with more of a blue or like lighter blue to almost like lighter yellow, orange kind of thing. I wonder if they're going to add some like green there a little bit or like what they're going to go with here. Honestly, I could see them adding like purple just because of that one shot that we see of power going on. I feel like that color is something that they could incorporate a little bit into here, because obviously the artwork changes like every single season, and it's just sort of a way to like, make this season feel very fresh. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm so hyped for tomorrow. I cannot wait. And by the way, in terms of the times and stuff of what is happening, because I've seen some questions about that, like what is happening with the times for the reveal and all of that tomorrow. So I believe tomorrow, at the event here, it's actually going to be, I think the event's happening like right now, but The Walking Dead Dead City is going to be, having their event tomorrow. And yeah, I see here that at some point here, I mean, they have a lot of shows here. Like it says February 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific. So that would be 1 p.m. Eastern. At that time there's going to be this horror showcase that's going to feature like The Monkey, The Walking Dead Dead City, Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches, In the Lost Lands, Fear Street, Prom Queen, The Last Breath, Until Dawn, and just kind of keeps going. So I think they're going to get into a bunch of stuff. And then obviously at some point, Dead City will be there, right? So it's going to be sort of an all-day thing too. So I don't know how much time they're going to have, if it's going to be like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or an hour long. Like it's starting at 10 a.m. Pacific. And so I imagine that, like they have like what, 10 things here or 8 things here or whatever. So like that could be something that, I mean, that's the thing. The Walking Dead Dead City, like it's a really big show. So I imagine that this show is going to get a lot of time. I think probably up to an hour at the most, but maybe like 30 minutes, right? So somewhere around there. And again, they'll probably reveal a trailer. The trailer is going to be revealed online, obviously, around that time. So I'll stream a little bit before that. So if that's at like 1 p.m. tomorrow, like Eastern, maybe I'll stream at like noon or like 12:30 or something like that tomorrow, at like Eastern time, just sort of to like build the hype for the reveal. And then once we get into the reveal, we'll sort of react to everything that's happening. And so, yeah, definitely go follow me on Twitch if you want to, obviously be there when I'm reacting to seeing everything for the first time. So I'm really excited. And it's kind of cool because tomorrow is February 25th, it'll be exactly 1 year since The Ones Who Live's premiere, right? Because it premiered on February 25th last year. So kind of insane. I feel like maybe that's why they chose this. Although actually, now that I'm thinking about it, like IGN is just having this event right now. And if you look at it, it is the horror showcase. And it happens to be on this day, I think. So I think it was more of a coincidence. So pretty cool. And yeah, depending on how much news there is, maybe I'll do a video talking about The Ones Who Live in terms of like, just how people view the show 1 year later kind of thing, right? But I also wanted to talk about that. So there was this really interesting thing here that I thought looked absolutely incredible. And that is this new shot here that I'm seeing from @AndyLincoln News on Twitter or X. It actually comes from, I guess, this place called Scroggins Aviation. And yeah, it says behind the scenes, creating a rain scene with Andrew Lincoln inside Scroggins Aviation's UH-60 Blackhawk. It is shown here during the filming of an in-flight rain scene for #The Ones Who Live. So just really cool to see this. Like, I think that's one of the things with The Ones Who Live. Like, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I hope that we see. I feel like with this shot specifically, this has to be from episode 3 at the very ending. When Michonne is there and then they end up doing that jump or whatever, because I'm trying to think of a shot where he's in the helicopter and it's raining specifically. Like, I think that was really the only time. I know that Michonne's not here in the shot, but like Andrew Lincoln is here. His hair kind of looks similar to what it looked like in that shot anyways. And so I don't know who else would be here in the scene. So maybe this isn't like when they were filming the scene, but like, you know, they had to do some extra stuff because like they needed some more scenes to be filmed, I guess, for the scene, just sort of in general. So maybe that's what that's from. But yeah, just very cool to see. I really hope that we do get to see more behind the scenes stuff, because there seems to be a lot. Like, I've done a lot of like behind the scenes videos on The Ones Who Live, and there seems to be a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, like a lot of additional scenes and like alternate endings and like, you know, just more scenes in general. There's a lot of stuff from like the very ending of The Ones Who Live where you see like Rick and Michonne, Judith and RJ having like this family like picnic outside. And I'm like, why didn't we see that? And I think it's because in the scene, I believe Rick actually has his prosthetic arm from the comic. And I'm like, I wonder if they didn't reveal that because they're actually trying to like, you know, save that for like a season 2 or a new series, or, you know, like they don't want to commit to a certain story. Because I feel like if this was really the end of Rick's story, like you would just show that, because obviously it's the end now, right? So I think they're waiting. Honestly, I think that it makes some sense that if they were to do a season 2 or like a new series or something like that, that might be one of the reveals in the first episode, right? Is that Rick actually has that arm. And I think it would be really, really cool, because there's a shot in the comic where it's revealed where he just wakes up, you know, he's in Alexandria. Alexandria looks absolutely amazing. This is way after All Out War. And he just wakes up and, you know, he looks different because he looks a bit older. But then we see the prosthetic arm, and it's just kind of a cool, like, iconic shot of Rick. I could totally see them doing that for season 2 or like a new series or whatever, where it's like, it's been a couple of years since he's made it back. You know, him and his family, they've been very happy for a while. And yeah, just this morning he wakes up and then you just see the prosthetic arm on. You could literally do that same exact shot from the comic. That'd be really amazing. And yeah, the story just sort of goes from there. So maybe that's why we never got it, but still, yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff for The Ones Who Live. And so whenever there is something that is revealed with it, I'm just like, oh, I have to talk about it, because yeah, it's just very cool to see. And yeah, I hope that we get more of this stuff. I hope that there's deleted scenes revealed soon. I really thought that there would be a lot of deleted scenes like on the Blu-ray, but I guess that's just something that is not really done anymore. Like, I noticed with just a lot of movies in general, like when you buy the 4K Blu-ray, there's no deleted scenes like at all. Like sometimes they'll have like 1 or 2, but it's not the same as like back in the day when you would get a DVD and it just had all of this like behind the scenes stuff, you know, deleted scenes and everything. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's not the same anymore. I guess people don't really like buy 4K Blu-rays anymore. So that's probably part of the reason. But yeah, so really incredible to see here, but I'm going to leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. Do you want to see more behind the scenes or deleted scenes from The Ones Who Live? And also, what do you hope to see tomorrow from The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2's event? Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.